Hello primary 5 students, how are you? Welcome in your science class with me, Dr. Shaimaa Hamdy Kassem, and your channel, the Big Sister channel. As now we will study lesson 4, part 2, and lesson 5. Okay, so are you ready? Now let's start. Here we have activity 9, plant food. Plant needs carbon dioxide. We know that, to make the photosynthesis process. So where the plant gets the carbon dioxide? You will tell me from air. But this is excellent. But if the plant take all the time the carbon dioxide from the air, it will be no carbon dioxide in the air, yes? So here I can tell you that the plant depends on the carbon dioxide that released by animals, as all animals and human release carbon dioxide, okay? In the respiration, you know that. So the carbon dioxide that releases from the animals, okay, the plants take these carbon dioxide. So the plants depend on the carbon dioxide that released by animals, okay? In the other hand, the animals depend on the oxygen that's released by the plant, okay? So this picture, as the animals release carbon dioxide, the plant take this carbon dioxide and make the photosynthesis process and produce oxygen, which taken by the animals, okay? Okay, so here we know the photosynthesis process as the carbon dioxide, okay, and water, sunlight enters the leaves of the plant. So the plant now can make the photosynthesis process, and the plant produces glucose, which is the food of the plant, and produce oxygen. And we know that the plants have chlorophyll that gives the leaves the green color, and these chlorophyll absorb light energy from the sun, okay? So the chlorophyll is responsible for absorbing light energy from the sun. The plant have a stomata in the leaves, and this is to allow the carbon dioxide enter the plant, okay? Here the plants have xylem vessels that take in water and the nutrients from the soil and move them to other plant parts. And this is a real picture for the xylem vessels, okay? So now what happens in the plant's leaves? We have sunlight that captured or absorbed by the chlorophyll. We have carbon dioxide that enters through the stomata, and we have water that comes through the xylem vessels from the soil to the leaves. So now leaves can make the photosynthesis process as the sunlight helps water combines with the carbon dioxide. So here sunlight helps water combines with carbon dioxide to make glucose, okay, sugar, which is used by the plant cells for food. So this is the food that the plant need, okay, and the plant make its own food, which is glucose sugar. As phloem vessels move glucose from the leaves to the other parts of the plant, and this is a source of energy to live and grow, okay? We know that during photosynthesis process, the plant produces oxygen gas, and also it produces water vapor, and both oxygen gas and water vapor released into the air, okay? And we will know the water vapor by the small tiny droplets that found on the leaves, as water vapor is released as a product from the photosynthesis process, and it becomes this very tiny droplets of water, as we see here. Okay, so this is a water vapor. To know, the water vapor is the water in the gaseous state. Okay, and when it releases from the leaves, it turns into the small water droplets, as we saw. Okay, so during photosynthesis, sunlight energy is transformed into chemical energy that found in the glucose. Okay, as we know that the energy isn't destroyed or created, okay, as we studied before in primary 4. So here the sunlight energy will transform into chemical energy that found in the glucose. Okay, this is a very important information. And now we will go to activity 10, flowers and seeds. And flowers is another part of the plant, and we will know the function of the flowers. Okay, as you see here, these beautiful flowers, and flowers have different shapes and different colors, okay, different sizes. As the plant uses the food it made to produce flowers. Okay, so the flowers are produced from the food that the plant made. Okay, and they are responsible for reproduction. What the meaning of reproduction? Forming new plants. Okay, so the flowers are responsible for reproduction. And the word responsible we have here, responsible. Responsible. And responsible means to control. Flowers are responsible for reproduction. They control this process, the reproduction process. Okay, as you see here, we have different types and shapes and colors of flowers. Okay, as most flowers are colorful, and we have some flowers which aren't colorful. Okay, as the grass has very, very small flowers that are not colorful. Okay, as they haven't bright colors. Okay, so flowers are the reproductive parts, as parts that are responsible for reproduction. So we can say reproductive parts in most plants, as they produce seeds. So why the flowers are the reproductive parts? Because they produce seeds that help the plant to reproduce. As the reproduction process, or the plant reproduction process, is the process of making a new plant. Making a new plant means plant reproduction. So the flower produces seeds that help the plant to reproduce. So the flowers are the reproductive parts. As you see here, this is the sunflower. Okay, and the brown part in the middle of the flower, those are the seeds. There are some needs for the seeds to grow and make new plant. So the seeds need suitable temperature, they need water and air, so they can grow to form new plant. Okay, here lesson 5, activity 11, seed dispersal. As we learned that the plants use the food they make to produce flowers, which are responsible for reproduction. And how? Because flower produce seeds which grow and form new plant. Okay, so the function of the flowers is to produce seeds that help the plant to reproduce, as we see here. And the process of making new plants is called plant reproduction. So now it's the time to know what is the meaning of seed dispersal. So what is the meaning of seed dispersal? seed dispersal means the process in which the seeds are transported from one place to another. As the seeds need to be transported, okay, from the flower to another place on the soil to form a new plant, to grow and form a new plant. So seed dispersal is the process in which seeds are transported from one place to another. So the seeds need to be transported by something, okay? So there are many ways to disperse seeds or to transport seeds. Like what? We have here seed dispersal by water. So seeds that can float on the water surface, as you see here. And we have example, the coconut seeds. They can be dispersed by water, okay? They transport it to another place and then they grow and planted there, okay? Like coconut seeds that can be transported by water. There is another way. If the seeds are light, okay, so they can transport it by wind. They can be dispersed by wind. And we have examples like dandelion seeds, and marble seeds. Both of them are light seeds, so they can be carried by the wind to another place. Also, we have another way for the seeds to be dispersed, and this is for the seeds that can stick on the cloth or animal's fur. Some seeds can stick on the clothes and animal fur, as the burdock seeds. They have spines, okay? So the spines help them to stick on the clothes or the animal fur. So here the burdock seeds is dispersed by sticking on the clothes and animal's fur because they have spines, okay? So this is another way for seed dispersal, okay? Here we have, as you see here, this monkey is eating fruit, and inside fruits there are seeds, like the apple or tomato. They have seeds inside them. When the animal eats these fruits, so the seeds may come out from their body in their stool, okay? So the seeds can be dispersed by animals. Now we can summarize the ways of seed dispersal in nature, as seeds can be dispersed by water if the seeds can float, like the coconut seeds. If the seeds are light, so they can be dispersed by wind, like marble seeds and dandelion seeds. And if the seeds have spines, so they can stick to the fur or cloth, okay? Like the burdock seeds. And if the seeds eaten by animals, like tomatoes or apples, so they can come out with the stool, okay? So here we can say that different ways of dispersal depend on the different properties of seeds, as if the seeds have the properties like they are light, so they can disperse it by wind. If the seeds can float on water surface, so they can disperse it by water, and so on. The different ways of dispersal depend on the different properties of seeds, like the size and the shape, okay? Those are the properties of the seeds. So with this information, we finished our lesson. So don't forget to subscribe, like, and share my channel. Thank you for watching. See you next video, inshallah, and goodbye.